Imagine this. You're a kid, you were born, and you love the beautiful game known as football or soccer, as wherever you're from, you know it. Then you're able to represent the Spanish national team, the country you love, the country you were born and raised in, and then you end up playing in the World Cup and you win it for your country. The entire thing you're thinking about is this was my childhood dream. I'm doing things only Messi, Pele, and Maradona have ever done. And all of a sudden, you have a full out makeout session with the bald man who runs the operation. And now people on social media have made this deal more about you kissing that person than actually winning the World Cup. How's it going, ladies, gentlemen, transformers, whatever you guys are? Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about the Rubiales Spanish FA whole drama. Now, this isn't going to be me breaking down the update of what's going on. It's more going to be me giving my thoughts to it all, because I've seen some stupid opinions. Now, I wasn't going to, because I didn't think it was going to be a big deal. Because look, on Instagram, my entire Instagram feed is basically just soccer, football. I mean, you see a Barcelona jersey right there. This is Catalunya colors right there. Barcelona posted there. I love soccer. I even got a Mexico jersey there from the 2014 World Cup. There's plenty of jerseys here. I have an entire basket of kits or jerseys or whatever you want to call it. I love soccer. Visca Barça, Visca Catalunya, Mezca un Club. I love Barcelona. I've been growing up playing soccer. Now, I'll be completely honest, I didn't watch the Women's World Cup. I was disappointed that my U.S. U.S. women's national team didn't win it this year. But hey, hats off to Sweden for getting through the round. But congratulations to Spain for winning the World Cup. Now, to quickly sum up what happened is there was a player, wore number 11 for Spain, for the national team. Now, Spain had never won the World Cup, at least in the women's event. Fun fact, the first World Cup I ever watched was 2010. Best World Cup of all time. Oh no, I'd say 2014 was the best World Cup because the Brazuca vibe of that time was just something else. Spain won the World Cup in that time, and this year Spain won their first Women's World Cup. Congratulations to the entire squad. None of what's going on affects that championship. Everyone who is either from Spain or played in the Spain's national team, whatever, congratulations to you, ladies and gentlemen who are part of it, whatever. So they won the World Cup. Obviously, they're celebrating when they first go get their medals before they celebrate. And Rubiales, who is the Spanish FA president, was right there giving the medals. A lot of times that happens in sport. The president's right there to celebrate the championship. And he decides to grab her by the face and put his lips on her lips and just make out with her. What the hell? First of all, why are you doing that? And I see some people, there's some excuses I've seen from people, because there's actually people being like, this isn't a big deal. You know, it's like, it is, okay? Because number one, first of all, it's clearly forceful. You grabbed her head. Like in the video, you see, you literally grab her head so that you can get that kiss. Because people are using the excuse of, oh, it's in their culture. Look, I'm Hispanic, I'm Latino. In my culture, kissing is pretty normal. Like you kiss on the cheek. I don't do that myself because I live in America. In America, it's less normalized. But anytime that I'm at family reunions, anytime I'm at reunions with them, a lot of Hispanics, a lot of Latinos, especially the women in our culture, we like to kiss each other on the cheeks. I don't like doing that because to me, I don't know. To me, that's way too physical. Like I'm not a very touchy person unless I'm really close. Like if I'm your friend, yeah, we'll get a dap up, maybe I touch your shoulder. But like if I'm not that close to you and I'm not that close with all my family, I don't like doing that. Like I don't like kissing. I don't even like hugging all that much. But you have to do whatever. You know, I don't like being rude either. But there's never been such a thing as grabbing somebody's head and kissing them. Now, some people are also saying emotion-wise. That's not going to work in court. Like, let's say you got arrested because you did this to a girl. That's not going to help you in court. Your lawyer is going to have to find a better reason, because that's not going to help you in court. So culture is already out the way. In no culture do you grab a woman's face or head with both of your firm arms. And you're a man. And look, I know people don't like hearing this, but men are stronger than women. That's the truth. Or at least most of the time, men are stronger than women. As a man, we should be responsible for keeping women safe. I know that's a thing that people don't like to say nowadays, but that's just the truth. Men should be better. Men should be role models. Men should encourage people. And as a man, you should protect women. If you're someone who's keeping women unsafe or you're harming women, then you're not a man. That may be a backwards thing that we haven't talked about in a while, but that's just the truth. I feel like a lot of manosphere guys should listen to that. But if you as a man are forcefully grabbing a woman's head, then you're doing something wrong. And don't use culture, don't use this, don't use that. The reality is, and this is what I think about Rubiales. The reality is that more than likely what happened was he probably was reacting of emotion, but just because you're emotional doesn't mean it's right. Because I don't think the guy went in there because I've seen that happen, like even amongst men's soccer players, like amongst men to one another, they'll be like they'll kiss each other, hug each other. I mean, if you look at soccer celebrations, you could call that the gayest thing ever. There's times where you just see guys slap each other. Bro, I'm being completely honest. I grew up my entire life playing sports, especially soccer. Played some basketball on the side, but mainly soccer. Bro, I got used to guys touching my butt. There was girls that touched my butt too. Like they'd slap it, and it was like the most normal thing ever that I stopped caring. Like it got to a point where anytime someone slaps my butt, anytime, I don't think if it has weird. I'm just like, oh, okay. Like that's actually something I had to learn with a lot of my close friends nowadays because a lot of them didn't play sports, so they're not used to getting their butt slapped. But I got used to it. And I know y'all motherfuckers gonna be like, that's gay, but that was the truth. In sport, it's a very physical contact. However, that's completely different from grabbing a woman's head and making out with them or trying to make out with them because that wasn't appropriate. And I'm gonna say this right now. That Spanish FA guy, Rubiales, I think that's his name. I'm probably getting it wrong. He needs to face repercussion, and that repercussion should be getting fired. Because right now, football is trying to grow amongst women. Because I want that. I want football or soccer to grow with all other people in the world. Because it's the beautiful game. It's the game that brought so much joy, so much emotion out of me. Bro, on December 18th of 2022, I was celebrating. I was cheering more than I ever have when Argentina lifted the World Cup in Qatar. And we got to see Messi and Mbappe go toe-to-toe. Sorry to my French fans out there, or Frenchies, whatever you want to call them. Our croissants, baguettes, whatever I got to call y'all. Sorry about that, but I was cheering on for Argentina. So much so to where I even made a quick short video here cheering on. I did a live stream after celebrating because I was just that emotional. It was one of the best days of my life. I'm gonna keep it a buck. And I want that to grow, especially amongst women. I feel like a lot of women would like the sport because I feel like it's just I don't know how someone doesn't like the sport, the beautiful game as I like to call it. It's a game that I love. I mean, I grew up my entire life wanting to play in the World Cup. Obviously, I never will get to get that, but still, I want it to grow. And in the World Cup final, arguably the most viewed event for any women's sport, and you do this, you're going to turn off a lot of people. You're not helping your case. You're not doing anything. And then on top of that, I'm hearing people in the Spanish FA are defending this man. Imagine being a woman working in the FA and seeing that this guy's just getting scot-free from your own federation. You kidding me? Now, maybe he doesn't deserve to get fired. I don't know, because it was probably a moment of emotion or whatever. But still, it's like, you need some repercussion. I wouldn't mind if he got fired. But I don't know. It's just like, to me, it's just, I can't comprehend the people defending Rubiales. You did something inappropriate, very inappropriate. And before anyone comes in and tells me about when, was it Paul Scholes and Phil Neville, or Gary Neville, I mean? I don't remember. I didn't watch Manchester United all that much during that time. I began really watching the sport when I was 6 years old, I think in 2008, because I remember I started following Barcelona around that time. I remember the first Barcelona jersey that I can remember was the half red, half blue kit when we ended up winning the sextuple, being the first team to do it. Bayern ended up doing it for the second time, I think, back in 2020. So it was the second ever team to do that. But, that's when I first watched the sport, so I don't know what happened. But in sport, and like I was trying to mention earlier, sure, we're a very physical game, but that's amongst straight guys, okay? And I know that sounds a little weird, but you need to understand there's a code almost in a way. When you're with your teammates and you're with your fellow people that you are with all the time, sure, you can do stuff like that because you know what people are comfortable with. Like, again, what I was trying to say earlier, when I got my butt slapped a lot of the times, to me is because I was comfortable enough around those guys that I didn't mind it. Not only that, but, and for some reason, I get this asked a lot. I always get asked, why do you make so many gay jokes? And the reason why I do is because I'm so comfortable with my heterosexuality that I don't mind making jokes like that. I don't mind slapping another man's butt because at the end of the day, we're just doing it for shits and giggles. It's just a fun thing. And yeah, look, I do that still sometimes with my friends. And I know y'all are going to call me sus, but at the end of the day, look, I honestly don't even know what I got to tell you with that. But when it comes to somebody outside that, because the truth is, Rubiales, you're probably not there in the dressing room all the time. They just know you as the boss. That's usually how it works. And Barcelona with Laporta, the players know him as the boss. They know him as the man who gives them their paycheck. You're not there with the coach. Because if you're a coach or you're working with the coach, whether you're assistant coach, whether you're whatever, you're on the bench, whether you're a starter, whether you're freaking Nelson Semedo and Wolves, I don't know why I brought him up. Whatever, you have that bond and you have that brotherhood. Like when you're playing sports, there's a brotherhood. But when you're just the guy who does the stuff outside of the sport, like, you know, get the, I don't know, the Adidas contract going, get this, get that, you don't have that connection. So it makes it more weird when, like, I can see it if he was like, maybe it was a coach and you could see, first of all, why did he only do it to that specific woman? That's my question. Why did he specifically do it with that one player? Why, like, out of all the other players, why was it just that one girl? I think she was the captain, maybe, I don't know. But still, like, you're not seeing Messi get made. You're not seeing the president of the Argentina FA make out with Messi. So the same thing doesn't apply. And also, like I said earlier, there's a code amongst men. We protect women. We make sure they're not harmed. Because at the end of the day, and this is proven, men are stronger than women. And we shouldn't harm them in any way, unless they're harming us. You know, equal fights, equal rights. But still, why are you making out? Why are you forcefully making out? And so, just, I know I'm rambling on, I'm sounding a little odd, but just to quickly end off what I think, Rubiales needs some punishment. The people defending him are disgusting, and honestly, if you have a mother, she probably taught you poorly. If you have any sisters, I feel bad for your sister. If you end up ever getting married or having a girlfriend, I pray to God that you improve, because this kind of shit is unacceptable. We shouldn't even have this conversation, really. I didn't even want to make this video, but I just saw people defending it, and I just thought, how the hell is someone even defending it? Like, how? And I'm going to end off this video saying this. Imagine if you had a sister, and she told you some random guy grabbed me by the head and kissed me in the mouth. Honest to God, answer that question. How would you feel? Now, me personally, I'd be mad. I'd be like, how dare someone do that with my sister? Actually, you know what? Let me change that a little bit. If it's not a random guy, it was her boss. That's something people are forgetting. It was her boss. Imagine if your sister came home from work and she said, my boss grabbed me by the head and kissed me. How would you respond? Me personally, I wouldn't take that. I personally wouldn't. That's up to you guys. Whatever you guys think, let me know in the comments, whether you agree, disagree. But at the end of the day, all I just want to say is congratulations to the Spanish national team, the women's team. And by the way, shout out to Don Andres Iniesta. He was actually my second favorite player growing up. Don Andres Iniesta, the Capi Iniesta. Massive shout out to him. He actually came out and criticized the president and defended the women player. Massive shout out to Don Andres. That's why he's the greatest midfielder of all time. Shut up, Zidane fans. I don't care what y'all say. Xavi's great too. I even had a podcast at one point that was named after Xavi, but Iniesta was the GOAT. So I just got to keep it a buck. And if you're a Luka Modric fan, just remember he didn't have a career until after he turned 30. So I'm just kidding. But anyways, a massive shout out to you guys for watching this video. Let me know in the comments what you think. Hope everything works out well. And at the end of the day, all I got to say is stay sober, stay sexy, and live in the now. I'll see you on the next one. Ciao. Got me fucked up. I need your love. I just want you.